What up, all my non-shrinking violets out there? Thanks for joining back in with me on whatever the hell my channel is. I don't know. We're figuring it out together. It's Coop. We're going to do some music again tonight. I always say tonight. I don't think I've ever done it in the morning, but like if I have, I still probably said tonight. But this one's a real blind reaction. This is Five Finger Death Punch, Wrong Side of Heaven. I've probably heard this just because I've listened to the radio enough. Like, I think I've maybe heard it, but I don't know that for sure. And I was looking around, and there's a lot of people who have reacted to this, and they have like some real emotional reactions, which is good. I'm up for some emotions tonight, but I haven't watched this myself. I don't know that I've heard it, but this is going to be a raw, visceral reaction to it. This comes from their channel, Five Finger Death Punch. So even though 411 million views and 10 years ago, I probably still can't upload it. But hell, it's worth a shot, right? So let's jump into it. Maybe y'all can see me cry. Let's do it. And go. Dude, I know I'm stopping it so early, but I really struggle with stuff like this because I know just enough to be upset. Like, it really is true that ignorance is bliss. I could tell you exactly why veterans get treated like shit. 50% of the country doesn't want to hear it. 50% of the country will not believe it. Some of that 50% is veterans themselves. It's frustrating as fuck. Oh, man. 2 seconds into it, and I'm like, here's why. And I get all fucking flustered and upset. But like, for real, look at who you're voting for. That's all I can say. There are a lot of people that all they want to do is continue to wage war all over the planet. It's not Democrat or Republican. It's the elites. It's the military industrial complex. This is not some nonsensical term that Eisenhower came up with. No, look at Eisenhower's farewell address. He warned us all. We did nothing. We kept voting warmongers in because they terrified us. And we were so scared. And this is what's happened. They've used our fear against us and completely fucked us over. And I'm going to do my, I know I said this in every video. I'm going to do my best to keep my fucking mouth shut, but why do I even say that anymore at this point? Like, fuck it. Maybe I'll try to keep it to the end. Here we go. Yeah, right.
I spoke to God today, and she said that she's ashamed. What have I become? What have I done? I spoke to the devil today, and he swears he's not to blame. And I understood, 'cause I feel the same. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, of hell, the wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell. I heard from God today, and she sounded just like me. What have I done, and who have I become? I saw the devil today, and
it's really hard to see a little girl with her mom. I got a boy and a girl. My boy's a teenager though, so he's like damn near an adult, so it's a little different. But I got a 6-year-old girl. It makes it real rough to see this because I can put myself in that person's shoes and could never do that. I could never leave. And I'm not at all saying they shouldn't have. I'm just saying I'm not strong enough to do that. So the fact that these men and women and otherwise, were strong enough to leave their families to fight for people they've never met. Oh my goodness, man. I don't know people. I don't know any group of people that deserve more respect than veterans. I don't. And at the same rate, I don't know any group of people who have been shoved to the side as much as them. Veterans are shoved to the side. First responders, like the ones who reacted to 9/11, are pushed to the side. But if you want to start a new war, we got plenty of money for that. But wars that already happened, oh no, we're broke. Military industrial complex. Ask yourself why weapons of war are privatized. Think about that. Why do we have companies like Raytheon? I mean, any publicly traded company, at least in America, probably in the world, but at least in America, they will tell you that their one obligation is to drive profits for shareholders. If there's not a war, there are no profits. The elites are literally sending us to kill each other so they can make money. I don't know how to solve this problem. I'm just some dumbass. But you know what I think would help? Stop enlisting. If you're somebody who was thinking about enlisting, I want to do right by my country and go and fight for the people I love, that's super commendable. But just remember, no one will fight for you. Folks like me may want to, but what the fuck am I going to do? What the fuck are any of us going to do? It's up to the government, and the government will leave you behind every single fucking time. And maybe if enlistment rates drop even more, maybe the government will wake the fuck up. Maybe not. I mean, the IDF is doing our dirty work for us right now. Lockheed, Raytheon, they're doing fine. They're doing fine. And really, if you're the average American, what have folks in Gaza done to you? What have folks in Lebanon done to you? Probably nothing. But you and I are paying to buy the weapons that they use to kill people we've never met. Aren't you tired of that shit? I'm tired of this shit. America has been killing people in my name since before I was even born, and I never signed off on that shit. I never once checked a box that said, yeah, I would like my tax money to go to build weapons of war. Never. But then again, I'm not afraid to die. And I think that's a big thing. So many people are terrified. Like, I don't want somebody to come to my country and kill me. It's like, fuck. What are you so afraid of? We're already living in hell. It only gets better from here. You don't need to believe in a hell. We're already here. It only gets better. Those who have died are living way better than anybody here ever could. Man. I'm going to turn this 7-minute video into a 45-minute video. I promise you. But I have a lot of opinions. And that's what this shit's for. If you don't want to hear my opinion, you know where to go. Bounce on out. It's okay. I'll still love you. I still love you even for clicking on the video, even if you're here for 2 fucking seconds. But for real, like, the country chooses not to do right by our veterans. And I am so tired of seeing brave Americans be sent to the other side of the world to get their legs blown off so they can come back and become homeless. So they wonder, why are enlistment rates down? Well, maybe because you treat soldiers like disposable objects. Maybe you treat soldiers like the toilet tissue you used to wipe your ass. You just flush them the fuck away and don't care. That's why enlistment rates are down. That's why you don't care about these people. And I say this all the time. It's not black versus white. It's not Republican versus Democrat. It's the elites and everybody else. If you're not in their club, they don't give a fuck about you. Stop fighting wars for the elites. When was the last time you signed a petition to start a war? Chances are you never did. Yet they start these wars in our name and send our kids, our children, our brothers and sisters, our kids, dads, moms, whatever. They send our families off to die on the other side of the world. And then they're like, here's $500 for your trouble. Like, for real, man. Like, stop enlisting. Seriously. And people would say, oh, you want the terrorists to win. Dude, you really think any terrorist group can fuck with America? Yes, I know 9/11 happened. That was awful. That was a total tragedy. That still, even 23 years later, is one of the worst things that has ever happened to this country. But do you really think they would have traveled to the other side of the world to try to take down Americans if we weren't already over there fucking with them? No. Who knows? Let's see if I can get through this video without continuing to run my fucking mouth.
He looked a lot like me. I looked away. I turned away. Arms wide open. I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly care. I'm on the wrong side of heaven.
Bet it's more than that.
Righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven. And the righteous side of hell. I'm not defending, downward descending, falling further and further away, getting closer every day.
Yep, send his ass to jail. He's a nuisance. Send him to jail.
The end, I'm getting closer every day. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero.
Again, Let me go back. Okay. The Veterans Administration have resources to serve only a fraction of our veterans. Why? Because the government wants to spend more money on perpetuating wars rather than picking up the pieces after they send real human beings to do their dirty work. Stop enlisting, folks. I mean, I understand, like, my dad was in the military, his dad was in the military, his dad was in the military. Do any of them regret going? Probably all of them. And if they don't and they were taken care of, great. That's phenomenal. I have an uncle who gets taken real good care of by the VA. But he's a boomer. There's not much left for people who are coming back nowadays. The government doesn't fucking care. And it's a damn tragedy. So what we need to do, and this is my uneducated opinion, it's just how I feel, we need to stop fighting their fucking wars. Until there's a good fucking reason other than just padding their pockets, because that's all it is. As long as war is privatized and war is a profitable business, they will continue to wage war. And that's exactly what's going on right now. America is fighting two wars right now. Ukraine and in the Middle East. And they're going to tell you, we're not in any wars. Yeah, because the proxies are doing it, but we're paying for it. They're paying to start new wars instead of paying for the wars they've already started. The only way to teach them that they're doing something wrong is to give them nobody to send over anymore. Nobody. And maybe somebody with some damn sense can get into office and realize what the fucking problem is. Jeez.
Oh, hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly tell. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell.
Truth be told, I didn't expect to care so much about this video. I have a lot of opinions about a lot of things, a lot of strong opinions. And this is one of them. I have a lot of strong opinions about politics, but it's because politics leads to stuff like this. Politics is humanity. Politics is the mechanism that makes shit like this happen. And we got to get rid of the warmongers, man. Man. If you're a veteran, geez, I'm about to cry. Do my best not to. If you're a veteran, God bless you. And thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whether you came back having never seen action, whatever it may be. I don't care if you were working in the mess hall and you never saw action. Like you were part of it. Thank you. But those who saw action, and it's not normal for human beings to take several lives. It's not normal for human beings to have to worry that their life will be taken. That's not what we were meant to do. And it doesn't matter how much training you have, you can't go against human nature. Man, all I can say really is I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry to you guys that have gone through that. You didn't deserve that. You don't deserve that. The government fails you, and they continue to fail you. And it's a tragedy and a travesty, and it's repugnant. It's abhorrent. These people have the means. They just simply choose not to. And that's the worst part. Is it'd be one thing if we really didn't have the money, right? If we were some third world country and we're barely surviving, then it's like, okay, like we're trying, we don't have the means to help people. Okay, I can kind of get that. We're the richest country that ever existed. We could solve the homelessness crisis. We could solve the crisis for veterans. And in many cases, they're one and the same. And this is just one of the sad, harsh truths of the world that we live in today. And it doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't. You know, I don't know how many times I've said it, but you have to fuck with a group of people a lot to motivate them to come all the way across to the other side of the world to try to kill a few thousand people. If you've never fucked with them, they don't give a shit about you. They'll never even know you exist. Have you ever heard of some country trying to attack Canada? You ever heard of terrorist attacks in Mexico? Same continent. What's the difference? Well, one of the countries in North America goes around the whole world kicking people around. Don't get me wrong. I love my country. I love America. Same way that a mother loves a troubled child. But that's how I see it. Our country is fucked, and our country needs a lot of fucking help. There's no outside influence that's going to change it. It has to come from within. It has to come from us. And personally, it's just my opinion, but I think step one, nobody should enlist anymore. Not as long as war is privatized. Because you know what that makes every soldier? A line item. And that's it. They're going to chalk up how much does it cost to arm this person? How much does it cost to train this person? And how much does it cost us if they die? And if the finances line up, they don't give a fuck. It's pathetic. War should never be privatized. If you don't believe me, go back and look at Eisenhower's farewell address. I think it was 1951 or 2, somewhere in that region, somewhere in the 50s, like not too long after World War II. He saw this shit coming, and it's only gotten worse in the last 70 years. Significantly worse. It's easier to terrify people. I mean, I wish I could just tell everybody, stop worrying about death. I'm not terrified about me. I am terrified about my family dying. But that's out of selfishness. I don't want to have to go through that loss. But I genuinely believe we're living in hell now, folks. This is hell. It doesn't get any worse than this. There's no eternity of hellfire and damnation. Like, no, that's just another aspect of control. That's how they used to control us. And now today they control us by scaring us into thinking we need to fight people on the other side of the world that don't look like us because they hate our freedom. Have you ever heard of that before? What does that even mean? They hate our freedom. That is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. They hate our freedom. The fuck? We all bought it though. We bought it hook, line, and sinker because we were attacked. In 2001, we were attacked, and they go, oh, we were attacked because they hate our freedom. And nobody said, wait, hold on a second. That sounds dumb as fuck. What do you actually mean? Nobody said that because we were all insulated. And we're like, ooh, you attacked us. We're fucking coming to get you. And most Americans just wanted, just go ahead and nuke the whole Middle East. Fuck them. Wipe out 2 billion people. We don't give a fuck. They fucked with us. Wipe everybody out. And in some aspects, they did. How many innocent people died in that 20-year skirmish in Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, fucking everywhere? We never left. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. As long as war is privatized, this is going to continue to happen. If somebody is going to make bombs that kill people, it better fucking be the government. They're already using our taxpayer dollars to do it. The difference is they're paying probably 50 to 100 times what they should have to pay because it's privatized. And then those private companies do everything they can to make sure we keep fighting. You ever watch the news and you're like, oh, here's a skirmish here, here's a war here, and you're like, this makes no sense. Like, this could all be handled with a fucking phone call. Chances are you're right. Why doesn't that happen? Because nobody's making money from a phone call. But every baby you blow up in Gaza, somebody's making some fucking money. And unfortunately, there are sick enough individuals on this planet that they're like, yeah, go ahead. I have $80 billion, but if I'll make another $500, go kill that baby. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's genuinely what it is. And like I said, I didn't expect to turn this 7-minute video into a fucking 30-minute diatribe about the shit that I feel, but man, it brought up a lot of emotions. It really frustrates me, man. If the American people were really in charge of the American government and the American military, we'd all be at home, chilling, doing fine. Do you know how easy it would be to protect America? Not hard. We don't have to go over there. We don't. Going over there is what causes us problems here. We can have an influence. There's something called soft power. We have the money. But the people in power don't want it that way. And it's a crying fucking shame. And our veterans, they're the tip of the spear in more ways than one. They're not only the ones that went over and had to deal with this shit, had to do stuff that they never wanted to do, and then come back and live with the consequences. And then they're just pissed away. It is an absolute travesty. And I blame literally every politician. Because why hasn't there been a politician going and talking to Congress saying exactly what I just said? We all feel this way. Am I right? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I've talked to a few veterans about this, and they don't disagree. I don't know. If you're a veteran, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you happen to see this. Dig the song. Great video. I mean, it must have been because it riled up a little bit of fire in me, man. But either way, man. USA, USA. Still proud to be an American. I love my fellow Americans. I just think our government is fucked. We need some people in power who love us the way we love each other, the way we love our neighbors, the way we love our family. But it seems they get into power and they just don't see us as human anymore. We're just pawns on the board. And it's a fucking shame. Too many lives lost. Not just people dead, but people who come back having already lost their life, lost their sense of self. And they've seen so much that they just fall apart. They're just not the same when they come back. But remember, Uncle Sam, you did that to them. Take care of them. If we have $20 billion to send to Israel every 2 months, a country that has free health care, free higher education, and the Iron Dome, why don't we have enough money for veterans? We do. But they want to keep that money to fund the next war. Hopefully, that veteran that we sent back with PTSD who died at a homeless shelter had a kid before he died so that that kid could come fight our next war. That's how they're looking at it. We need to drop enlistment rates to 0. And then when they ask why enlistment rates are at 0, we can tell them, because you fucked us over for 100 fucking years. I don't know if anybody's gotten real health care since the Civil fucking War. And healthcare back then was sawing your leg off while you chew on a fucking stick and then sending you home in the hopes that you don't die of an infection. It's like the best healthcare a veteran has got ever. The fuck, man? The people who die or risk their fucking life for our livelihood should be treated better. That shouldn't be a difficult thing for people to say. I don't know if I've ever met anybody who says, nah, veterans, they're fine. They get enough. No. Everybody knows that veterans don't get enough. If you go serve in a foreign war, in my opinion, you should never have to work again a day in your fucking life. You risked your life. You took a life. Maybe several lives, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. That's going to fuck you up forever. But come back and go get a minimum wage job. Bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, we thank you for your service, but bye-bye. So fucked up. But we shouldn't be sending anybody to war. We shouldn't be having wars anymore. Nukes need to go away. Like they try to convince you that war is like a necessary evil. It's not. It's not. It's like John Cena with a baseball bat against a room full of toddlers. Do you need to give John Cena a grenade too? Probably not. He'll probably be fine. That's America against the rest of the world. On any given day, America is 20 years ahead of the next country. And the next country, and several on down the list, are our allies. We're 20 years ahead of our next ally. Yet we have to put trillions of dollars a year into it. Why? Because the powers that be are making some fucking money. And there really is nothing more complicated about it. And it's just so sad because these people go out trying to do good. They're trying to save us. The only problem is they're being lied to, and they don't realize that until it's too late. To all our servicemen and women, man, God bless you. You deserve better. And I hope you get better. I hope that this country gives you the accolades and the health care and everything that you need. I don't care if it was Vietnam, Desert Storm, Afghanistan, Iraq, now Ukraine and fucking Middle East shit. Like, should have never been in any of those places, man. Shouldn't have had to happen. Well, sorry to end on such a somber note, man, but that's just how I feel. I hope that it changes in the future. I hope by the time I die, I can say, yeah, last time that I heard about a war was in the Middle East when America finally stopped giving weapons of war to the IDF. Hopefully not, yeah, after we nuked Iran or after Iran nuked us. I hope it doesn't fucking get there. It doesn't have to, but the people in power want it to. They can't be that stupid. You and I aren't that fucking stupid. If each one of us had a nuke, chances are we could talk it out without mutual destruction. But the smartest people on the planet can't do that? Of course they can. They just don't fucking want to. There's no money in peace. Anyway, I'll end it here. I turned a 7-minute video into 40 minutes of me bullshitting. So anyway, I love y'all as always. Thank you for listening to me jabber on about how I feel. And if you feel the same way, leave me a comment, throw me a like. And again, to our brothers and sisters in arms, thank you for doing what you've done. I can't thank you enough, but I can't tell you the government hasn't thanked you enough. You deserve way better. You should get all the health care, shouldn't have to work. Say, no, I don't work. I risked my life for this country. I shouldn't have to work. That's how I look at it. But anyway, God bless the troops. God bless America. And God Almighty, let's stop these fucking wars. All right. I love y'all. Thanks for being here. I'll catch you next time.